Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman ZX. In the last part we found Jiro after venturing through the rest of that stage to find him, and then we explored Area C, our town for the game. And now we're gonna go through Area D taking care of the Mavericks here, because, well, that was our objective. And is it just me or does this place look a little familiar? But we do have our first little switch and door there. Hit the switch, opens the door, responsible for it. And this is a life up. There are 4 of these in the game, and if you were paying attention to my life bar when I picked it up, it extended my health. They are this game's heart tank / HP raising Cyber-Elves. Life ups actually play into one of the biggest differences in hard mode, but I'll get more into that in a moment. Another transporter? You came too? Jiro rescued me and continued on alone. You have to save him. I'm on it, dude. As I was saying, the biggest difference about life ups in hard mode is that they don't exist. In hard mode, you have to go with your base HP throughout the entire game. A feat that is, well, hard, for lack of a better term. I've only ever done it once, maybe twice. It's not worth it. Also, I was leading into it earlier, but there really is something familiar about Area D, isn't there? It almost feels like there should be giant flying bug mini-bosses that we shoot just to kind of collapse a flow. Yeah, if you can't tell, this place is a giant reference to the intro stage of X1. In fact, I think canonically, it actually is the same highway, which is humorous, I suppose. Mind you, I like these kind of callbacks. X1's intro stage, I still think is like one of the coolest intro stages in gaming for some reason. I think it's just because it plays it well, pretty well into the game's design. Overall, though, I think this is actually easier than the intro stage in X1. First off, because you have more total HP thanks to life up, and 2, you're more used to the way the game controls at this point. Plus, I do think the Inta Creates Mega Man games just control better than the X series. They even bring back the crumbling floors, which is cool, I suppose. I do remember when I first played this game, I was smiling the entire time I was in this stage, but nowadays I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but they could have done a bit more with it. Mind you, I still think ZX's stages are really, really cool. Either way, we're about at the end of it. Jiro? Ah, you've come. Model X, the blue Mega Man. It's time to see the legend in action. Stay away. It's a trap. Ah! Jiro, what happened? Ale, shoot me. Getting X5 flashbacks. Time for us to fight Jiro, and he is a much more agile Zero, as his name would suggest. He likes to tend to use this move a lot, where he sends a lot of light beams along the way, and that's actually also your best opportunity to hit him with dual charge shots. He also has this little Z charge move that's surprisingly easy to dodge, but his biggest and most annoying attack is probably his jump slash, where he jumps a good distance across the screen and causes rocks to bounce out where his saber makes contact. He also has a version of it on the floor, as you saw there, and that is very hard for me to predict. Stop it! Jiro, you have to fight it! Jiro! Model X, the blue Mega Man. Model Z, the red Mega Man. Such disappointments. The biometal the Guardians found might as well have been tin can scrapings. Who are you? The name is Serpent. I rule all that lies before me. I am the Model W Mega Man. Serpent? You're the president of Slither Incorporated! I see my reputation precedes me. You'd do well to remember me, Blue Mega Man. You're the one behind the Mavericks and what happened to Jiro? You're shaking. Is it anger? Or fear? At least the red one was more of a challenge than this one. How could you? Prometheus. Ah, poor blue Mega Man. What you mistake for courage is nothing more than mere recklessness. Quiet! No! Chosen ones like us who can control the biometal's mega system and transform. We are called Megamen. The chosen few are the shepherds for guiding the flock into new world. But you've proven with your pathetic abilities that not all Megamen are fit to rule. Yeah! Pull the password data out of them. Understood. That was far too easy. What should we do with them? Leave them to the Mavericks and carry on as you were. A battle between the evil Mavericks and the good Slytherin Incorporated security force. Classic. The people of this town will go on with their lives as usual. We need the facade of peace to continue on just a little bit longer. Eventually, they will all become a glorious sacrifice for Model W. What did you say? Password data retrieval complete. Now we have all of the passwords. Let's go. It's time to proceed with Project Haven. These two are already finished. This was far easier than he had foreseen. I can't move. Never give up. You still have something you must protect. Jiro, you're awake! Model Z, listen. Don't worry about me. Do you know what you're asking? Your body is already beyond recovery. If you transform back, you will not survive the wounds. Please, lend your strength to Ale. Alright, I will. Ale, don't give up. Jiro! Jiro! It's all my fault. I never should have charged into this. Ale, this is your last chance. If you combine the power from the two biometal fragments, you might be able to transform again. I can't be certain whether or not you'll be able to bear the strain of when the two fragments are combined. It's your decision. You alone must make it. Do you have the will to fight? Do you have what it takes to continue where that brave man left off?
Model X, Model Z. 力を、もっと力を、私に全てを守る、戦う力を守るんだ。私が全部守るんだ。
Ale, our strength is yours. And Jiro's spirit is also with you. Serpent, I'll make you pay for what you did today. You know, I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic now. Looking a bit familiar, got the long flowing hair, a saber. Feels good to be back with this playstyle. That's a Slytherin Incorporated airship. Jiro, Ale, the battle between the Mavericks and the security force has begun. You can't stay there. It's too dangerous. Return to HQ immediately. Prairie, I will join you in your fight. I won't let them get away with this. I will protect everyone. I'm such a fool. Jiro knew I was in over my head and tried to stop me, but I rushed in anyway. Jiro saved me again. Why did I have to be the one to make it out alive? Ale, don't start thinking like that. Huh? Jiro gave his life protecting you. Don't ever forget how much he cared about you. Jiro. We've analyzed the data and found out a few things. Model W has the power to corrupt machines and humans alike. That's what has been causing the Maverick outbreaks. But Serpent only has the Model W biometal fragment now. The Model W core is lying dormant somewhere waiting to be awoken. I'm not sure what that Project Haven Serpent mentioned is, but I think he's going to try and awaken Model W. He's going to try and sacrifice everyone. I won't let that happen. Where's the Model W core now? I'm not sure. Some of the data was corrupt, and we couldn't complete the analysis. What I do know is that the 6 passwords encoded into the biometal fragments are the keys. Combined, they will unlock the seal that contains the core. I managed to get Model X and Model Z first. Serpent already has the other 4. We're going to have to fight and take them away. I'm going to simulate the data and narrow down the biometal locations using the Maverick signatures. Once I get a mission plan together, I'll add that information to the trans server. Ale, you're not alone the way you feel right now. Please don't forget that. Get Serpent. 4-0. And thus, the game truly begins! But first we want to head back into Prairie's room, because remember this thing I showed off earlier? This one Cyber-Elf that kind of floats around? You can actually attack this thing a lot, and you get a certain reward for doing this. It is notable, though. If you're here for actual mission structure, skip the rest of the part, because for the most part, we're going to be just exploring the Guardian headquarters and heading towards the first mission, not into it. Either way, slash this thing enough, and it drops another fairly familiar reference, a W tank, directly out of Megaman 5. I think it was 5, it wasn't 4. Either way, it'll restore all of a certain something we don't have access to yet. With that, let's go talk with the people around the base, though, because we can finally meet them all, I believe. Yes, Ale? What is it? Ale, are you alright? I know you want to get back into action, but you need to learn to control the biometal. Well, geez, thanks, Dad. You're alive, Ale! I'm so happy! I never thought I would see you again. I can't imagine what we would do if anything happened to you. I know you want to avenge your mother, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't take unnecessary risks. Or shouldn't take unnecessary risks. Good job, Kyle. Bless my soul, you're alive, Ale. I was so worried about you. By the way, I heard that Slither Incorporated has begun to work on using biometal to design Reploids. Flueve told me about them and was calling them pseudoroids. I'm guessing that all the incidents that keep popping up in the Outlands have something to do with pseudoroid experiments. Well, that actually leads into the main bosses we're going to be fighting in this game, actually. Are you okay? You looked like you were upset when you left earlier. So I was worried. You're a lot tougher than you look. I wasn't expecting you to be so strong. Well, I'm even stronger now, because if the title of the game isn't obvious enough, we are now Model ZX. Hey, are you okay? Don't put your necks on the line just because you have the biometals. If you get hurt, it's your body that gets hurt, not the biometals. Better know your limits before you go and get yourself wasted. Also, I go into this room in a human form, but I believe I immediately cut back out because the person that I thought was in there isn't in there yet. There's a few NPCs that won't show up until later. Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. How's your body holding up? All the biometal in the world won't help if you get mortally wounded. Wow. Oh, this guy. Oh, it's you. Shouldn't sneak up on a guy like that. How are you holding up? If it was 1,000,000 to 1 shot, you could survive an attack like that. I respect your courage, but you should try to stay out of harm's way. A lot of the NPCs in the Guardian HQ have various lines of dialogue, but for right now, I'm only showing off the first one. I was really worried about you, Ale. I saw you run out of HQ earlier, and I had a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Do you have a stomach? I can't tell if you're human or Reploid. Remarkable! You came out of that with nothing more than a few scrapes. I actually really do like the various NPCs we have around here. I do wish they had more prevalence in the story, though, because for the most part, Flueve aside in a few cutscenes, none of these guys have plot importance at all. They're just here for side quests. Hey, little miss, you okay? I can't believe they'd attack a little girl not even half my size. That's Slither Incorporated. They have no shame. I agree. One thing I should note is that if you're playing along, you really only have to do one of the people I'm talking to for an extra item. Otherwise, you're fine to go to the trans server and just progress on towards plot. You're alive. I knew the biometal helped, but you did the rest. Humans are capable of things that can't be explained by science. They're incredible. Thank you? Question mark? Thankfully, I can say this is also going to be the last part where things are going to be a bit slow and mostly plot-related, because the game picks up from here on. I can't believe it. Are you okay now? How can you still be standing after taking a hit like that? I have no idea. Must be the power of the biometal. Admittedly, one thing I do find a bit lazy about the Guardian headquarters is that they have so many unique NPCs, but then they have like 3 or 4 generic guard sprites. Ale, you had us all worried sick. I know how you feel about not wanting to stand around, but try to take it easy. Whoa.
Ale, you're alive. The power of the biometal is simply amazing.
That may or may not have been a Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged voice, and I'm not going to confirm that. However, overall, I actually do like how populated this place is compared to the Resistance bases.
Are you okay, Ale? I don't want you to get hurt. Please be careful. If you get hurt, we won't be able to play anymore. I can't lose another friend.
You can tell I missed out on some dialogue by not talking to these guys in the first trip, but oh well. You had me worried, Ale. I thought you got wasted. I was so totally about to mourn. It's awesome that you're okay. Aw, man, I should have given that guy a skater voice. Ah, well. Huh, this looks kind of familiar. And it's an oddly shaped room for this place.
This place might come into play later. Call it Hodge. Are you okay, Ale? Poor thing. You did your best, little girl. I'm always on the side of a fighting woman.
And I immediately leave here, but we actually want to talk to her a few times in a row.
I meant to ask you, are you still doing that transporter work while fighting Mavericks? That's amazing. Wait until everyone hears about this. Hello, Ale. Is that equipment enough? This is a valuable antique of mine. Would you like it? It's called an E-Tank. It'll restore all of your health. I may be a nice person, but I'm not that nice. I want something in return. How about 200 energy crystals? Sure. Free energy tank. You'll not regret it. Here you go. Use it well.
And it's an E-Tank straight out of the Megaman Classic series. We can actually check it out on our item menu. And it is a one-use item that, well, plain and simple restores all your HP. I believe you can infinitely restock them here. And I think the same might be true of the W-Tank back in Prairie's room. But there are other ways to get them at least once that are more worth it if you use the first one in the early game. With that, though, our business is done here. Ale, I sent a yellow card key to the server. You'll be able to open yellow doors with it. And we get a yellow card key. Now let's go into our mission requests, because now we have our first 4 main missions, similarly to the Zero series. We can only tackle 4 at a time. And you could go into these in any order, but I always go for Search the Plant first, because what we get for doing it, I think, is the best of the 4. Let's hear its description. I've detected a biometal signature in an Area E outside the residential district. Slytherin Incorporated owns the power plant there. The facility was raided by Mavericks a long time ago. Ever since, no one has dared to go anywhere near it. Investigate the plant and retrieve the biometal. Alright. Now, as for that card key we got, you may have noticed back in the city, back in Area C, there were a lot of colored doors that you just couldn't enter. You need the respective doors' colored key in order to open them. Like, there were like 2 or 3, I think, yellow doors here in the city. And now we can open them. However, I will admit, for the most part, we're just going to be skipping through the city from here on because unless I need to talk to a specific NPC, there's no real purpose. Who are you? Don't scare a little girl like that. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's gotta be human. I love this place. Doesn't it feel wonderful to sit next to the fountain and listen to the water? I always come here to relax when things aren't going my way. So is things not going your way if you're right here, right now? You okay, kid? Oh, well. And the main reason I'm actually showing this room off is because there's a little energy crystal thing here you can get as well as some health. But with that, I'm actually going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 4, we'll be technically starting the main part of the game and heading towards our first major boss fight. See you guys then.